Hi friends, welcome to Agnet Coding channel. So today we discuss the three important elements that we use in Angular application, and these Angular elements are ngtemplate, ngcontainer, and ngcontent. So before proceeding with this video, if you find this video useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. So what is ngtemplate? Ngtemplate is an Angular element that is used to render HTML elements in a template, and it is always used with structural directive. If you put some content into the ngtemplate tag and try to render it in the browser, you will see nothing will be rendered because Angular doesn't know the condition when to display the ngtemplate. So we can use the ngtemplate to add dynamically content to the DOM on the basis of certain condition. Let's see an example how ngtemplate works. So here I have an app component. There is no HTML elements, so I will put the ngtemplate and put some div. Okay. So when you see in browser, nothing will be rendered because Angular doesn't know the condition when to display the ngtemplate content. Ngtemplate content will not render directly into to the DOM. So we will put the condition. I will use ng structural directive and we put the condition true. When I make the condition and provide the condition to true, you will see our div is rendered successfully into DOM. So this way our ngtemplate works. When we try to add some dynamically content into the DOM on the basis of certain condition, so we can use ngtemplate on such places. Our second component is ngcontainer. Ngcontainer, it is a directive that is used to group elements in a template that does not interfere with layout or DOM, as Angular does not put into DOM. So ngcontainer, you can say that it is an empty container, so which don't have any HTML. And when you see when we inspect the ngcontainer on our browser, you will see there is nothing and any element that is ngcontainer. So there is ngcontainer, you can say it is just a container to group the HTML elements. So let's see an example. To explain the ng container, I will have a list of names. So to display this list of names, we use ng for structure directive. So I will just copy this list of name property. Here I will render name. So when you see on browser, our names has been rendered successfully. But let's suppose we have a condition where we want the name Sheta should not be displayed. So at that condition, what we can do is we can use ng if and put a condition that name is not equal to Sheta. Does it works? No, it will not work because Angular does not allow the multiple structure directive on one element. You see on browser, we will get an error that can't have multiple template binding on one element. Use only one attribute prefix with asterisk sign. So in that case, what we can do is we can take one more element into this list, right? So one option is we can take one more element. Let's say we take div and we put this condition and then display name. So now when we see in browser, our content our list of names has been entered successfully, but our layout has been altered. So this is a small list where we are rendering this name, but in our real project there can be a multiple type of HTML elements we are using, and when we put some any extra element that can alter our layout, and we need to work on layout also. Okay, so just to resolve this issue, one of the Angular element that provided by Angular is ngcontainer. We can use ngcontainer and put that condition: name does not equal to C, and enter the name. The benefit of ngcontainer is like it does not have any it will not add it into the DOM, so our layout will not alter, and we can successfully render the list. So if you see on browser, our list has been successfully rendered and see the name has not been rendered. So one of the mostly use of ngcontainer is where we need to put a multiple structured directive. We can use ngcontainer, or we cannot add any extra element to the DOM and we want to render some condition, we can use ngcontainer in that places. Our third element is ngcontent. ngcontent it is used to project content into the component template. Like it is a placeholder that replaces with dynamic content. So let's see an example how it works. So here I have a child component. So I will take that child component and I've just put this content into this child component. You see in child component template, there is no HTML element. So if you see in browser, no element has been displayed that is we put into the child component tag. So how we can put that dynamic content into the DOM? For this, we will put ngcontent placeholder. So now whatever the content we put inside this child component tag, that content will be replaced by this ngcontent placeholder. Or this is the use of the ngcontent. Like we can dynamically replacing the content into the child component. So when you see on browser, our list has been rendered successfully. And one more attribute is provided by the ngcontent. Suppose we have one more element in that is span, and we have suppose message and rendered successfully, and I have give some attribute that is span. Okay. So there can be a multiple HTML elements inside the tag. So I'm just taking for example the span, and we want the ngcontent placeholder to replace particular element attribute, like element that has contained that particular attribute. So there is a attribute that provided by ngcontent that is select, and we provide the this. Now when you see on browser, our list has not been rendered because we are not provided the list into the select attribute of ngcontent, and only the element that has an attribute span element has been rendered successfully. So we can select the particular elements from the list of elements in ngcontent and can show on DOM. So this way ngcontent works. So as per definition, like ngcontent project the content into the component template. Yeah, now it is projecting the content, right? So our definition is understandable. Like we are projecting the content from parent component to child component, right? And second we say that like it is dynamically replace the content with the placeholder. So ngcontent is the placeholder, and we are replacing the dynamic content from parent component in a child component. So this is the use of all these three Angular elements. I have also attached the link of this example. You can play with that. That's it. And I will also the previous video. If you want, you can watch the other videos also. That's it. If you find this video useful, please like and subscribe. Thank you.